Welcome to Headlines Nigeria on Internet Television International. This is our Abuja studio in Nigeria. I am Christine Opara. Let's take a look at news-making headlines in our Nigerian dailies. Our first newspaper is the Nigerian Tribune. Aftermath of journalist release, SSS quizzes Wahab Oba over alleged 3 million naira snatched by kidnappers. Chairman of the Lagos State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Mr. Wahab Oba, was on Monday quizzed by the officials of the State Security Service over the 3 million naira that was allegedly collected from him, 3 other journalists and their driver before they were released by their kidnappers on Sunday. However, Oba dismissed the report, saying their captors only collected about 1.6 million naira. Also in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, just crisis, Governor Jang declared 30 days of fasting. Following another mayhem in our just not local government area of Plateau State on Sunday, Governor Jang has declared 30 days of fasting and prayer to ward off the tide of killings in the state. It will be recalled that 10 people were brutally killed in Maza village in just not local government area of the state by some unknown assailants who stormed the community at about 1 a.m. and snuffed lives out of them in a barbaric way. The Nigerian Compass newspaper, Kidnapping, police transfers 5,000 from Abia, Anambra. Desperate to end the kidnap saga in Abia and Anambra states, which security agents are suspected to be aiding, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ogbonna Onovo, has ordered the mass transfer of officers in the southeast zone. According to reports, more than 3,000 policemen were transferred from Anambra to other states, including Sokoto and Borno. Not less than 2,000 have been moved in Abia. The Vanguard newspaper, we will tackle security problems in Southeast, Jonathan. President Goodluck Jonathan yesterday reiterated the determination of the federal government to tackle the problems of security in the country, particularly in the Southeast geopolitical zone. The president was responding to concerns of leaders from the Southeast who paid a solidarity visit to the State House in Abuja. Also in the Vanguard newspaper, Saraki tasked FG on devices to track down kidnappers. Worried by the rising cases of kidnapping in Nigeria, the chairman of Nigeria's Governors Forum, Governor Bukola Saraki of Kwara State, has urged the federal government to compel the GSM operators in the country to install gadgets around strategic areas of Nigeria that will indicate where a call is being made so as to settle the problem of kidnapping once and for all. Punch newspaper, new wage FG to spend 387 billion naira in 6 months. The implementation of the recent increase in the salaries and wages of workers in the public service is to cost the federal government a whopping 387.32 billion naira in the remaining 6 months in 2010. Shortly after the new minimum wage was made public a fortnight ago, the federal government indicated that it would be implemented at the end of July. Also in the Punch newspaper, Mimiko offers to reconstruct federal roads in Ondo. Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko on Monday offered to expand the Ilesha or Benin Expressway in order to reduce the alarming loss of lives on the state section of the road due to fatal accidents. He lamented the deplorable state of federal roads in the state and said he would no longer tolerate the situation. Next newspaper, journalists need insurance scheme. A local government chairman yesterday challenged media executives and the federal government to have a comprehensive insurance scheme for journalists working for them. Albert Asipa, the chairman of Imekwa local government of Ogun State, said this on a visit to the journalist estate, Arepo, Ogun State's home of the recently released kidnapped journalists. Now we move over to politics. Punch newspaper, 2011, PDP must pick credible candidates, says Nwodo. The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Okwesilieze Nwodo, has said that the party must pick credible candidates for the 2011 elections to ensure resounding victory. He has therefore charged members of the party throughout the country to pick their first 11 as candidates in the forthcoming elections. Also, in the Punch newspaper, 2011, INEC to demand more funds from FG. Indications emerged on Monday that the Independent National Electoral Commission might submit a fresh demand for funds for the conduct of the 2011 elections. It was also linked that the Commission would advise President Goodluck Jonathan against reduction in its 50 billion naira budget. Already there are indications in INEC that the federal government will reduce the Commission's budget and shore it up with donor funds. Nigerian Compass, Bauchi Reps dumps ANPP for Buhari CPC. A member of the House of Representatives from Bauchi State, Ibrahim Makama Misau, has defected from the All Nigerians People's Party, ANPP, to the Major General Muhammadu Buhari's led Congress for Progressive Change, CPC. Misau, representing Misau Dambam Federal Constituency, explained that he was forced to take the decision following protracted crisis inherent in his former party, ANPP. Also in the Nigerian Compass newspaper, ex-Lagos SSG orders defect to PDP. Drums were rolled out last Tuesday at Lagos State Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party as former secretary to the state government and a former member of the House of Representatives, Chief Omotilewa Aro Lambo, and thousands of his supporters defected to the party. Daily Trust newspaper, INEC in the fix over January polls deadline. The newly amended constitution, which requires that the next general elections be held by January, has put the Independent National Electoral Commission in a very difficult situation, especially regarding the need to first rectify problems with the voters' register. Away from politics, we move over to business news. The Nigerian Compass. Airlines need 30,900 new planes by 2029. Airlines will need 30,900 new jets worth $3.6 trillion by 2029 to meet an increase in global air traffic demand being led by Asia, according to U.S. plane maker Boeing. Also in the Nigerian Compass newspaper, local firms grab SPDC's marine services contract. The Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria joint venture has awarded key marine services contracts to 2 Nigerian companies as it continues with efforts to encourage the participation of indigenous firms in the oil and gas industry. Punch newspaper, Jonathan signs bill to clear banks' toxic assets. The long-awaited assent by President Goodluck Jonathan to breathe life into the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria came on Monday as the president finally signed its bill into law. With the signing of the bill, the corporation is expected to begin operations anytime from now. Moving over to sports news, Daily Trust newspaper, Falconets will earn more, says Maigari. Acting president of Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Aminu Maigari, has assured members of the Falconets that if they continue to win matches at the ongoing FIFA Under-20 Women Championship in Germany, they will be paid more dollars as winning bonus. Punch newspaper, Dimeji insists on foreign coach for Eagles. Ex-international Dimeji Lawal claims Nigerian coaches are ill-equipped to take charge of the Super Eagles. He therefore supported the Nigerian Football Federation for engaging a foreign coach for the team. The former Shooting Stars right winger argued that the poor running of the domestic league had affected Nigerian coaches and that some of them suffered from inferiority complex whenever they managed the national team. The Nigerian Compass newspaper, Futa hosts WAUG. The Federal University of Technology, Akure, will host this year's edition of the West African University Games, which has been scheduled to begin in October. The Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor Adebisi Balogun, who disclosed this yesterday during the unveiling of mascot for the Games, appealed to private and corporate institutions in the country to support it to develop and equip its sporting facilities. And that's our take on Headlines Nigeria today. I am Christine Opera. Do have a beautiful day and thanks for logging on.